it's that time again.
Okay, so today I'm going to tell you guys the story of how I met NBA legend Jason Kidd, and some of the details involved in this story are going to sound like I'm making it up, and all I can tell you is I'm not. This absolutely happened. But yes, this story involves NBA legend and current Lakers assistant coach Jason Kidd. It involves a professional clown, it involves child labor, and it involves a pony. But yeah, guys, if you're new here, my name is Kingslayer Hoops, and this is a series called 2K Tangents, where I show you guys some high-quality 2K gameplay, along with various topics. And today, as I said earlier, we have a little story time involving NBA legend Jason Kidd. But guys, if you support the kind of content that I'm doing here, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that notification bell. It would really help me out a great deal. I'm still a growing channel. And before we get into it, I did want to ask you guys, have you ever met an NBA player in real life? And if so, let me know the story in the comments section. I'd be really interested to read about that. Okay, so let's get into it. So there's important context that you guys need to understand in order to get this story. The first piece of information that you need to know is that growing up, my mother was a professional clown. And yes, she was a professional clown. She did not go to clown school. I don't even know if that's really a thing, but she didn't do that. She was a self-made clown. And I didn't even think anything of it when I was younger, but that was just her job. And the second piece of information that you need to know is that I grew up in New Jersey. I still live in New Jersey to this day. 201 represent. Okay, so at the time of this story, the Nets were still in New Jersey. They had not moved to Brooklyn yet. The days of Kyrie and KD teaming up in Brooklyn, that was like 15 plus years away, okay? This was many years ago. Nets were still in New Jersey. They were decent. They were not the best iteration of the New Jersey Nets. Like, Vince Carter was there at the time. I think Richard Jefferson was still on the team, but they were still pretty good. And at this point, Jason Kidd was pretty much considered to be one of the best point guards in the league. Definitely the best passer in the league. So he was a really big deal at the time. So anyway, one day my mom comes home and my mom says to me, "Oh, so I have some interesting news. I recently got a job for a pretty important basketball player." And I'm like, "Basketball? I love basketball. Who's the basketball player that you got a job for?" And she was like, "Oh, I don't know, some Josh something." And I'm like, "Josh? Who the hell's Josh?" And she's like, hold on, I wrote it down. So she goes and checks, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, Jason Kidd." And I lost my mind because I was a huge basketball fan, not necessarily a Nets fan, but I really respected Jason Kidd. He was one of my favorite players ever. And I was like, "This is crazy. You're working for Jason Kidd? That is insane." And my mom said to me, "Yeah, I have a job coming up for his daughter pretty soon." I forget his daughter's name. I think it was Jasmine, maybe? I'm too lazy to Google it right now. But anyway, the job was for her birthday party. And my mom said to me, "I could bring you in as an assistant if you want. I could have you come and like set up tables and do some face painting for the kids and stuff like that." And I was like, "Yeah, sign me the hell up. This is awesome." So I should mention that at the time, that was totally illegal. Would still be illegal to this day because I was like 12. So yeah, this is a story about child labor, basically. But anyway, I was super excited to work for Jason Kidd, to hopefully meet him and whoever else was at this birthday party for his daughter. The day finally comes around for his daughter's birthday party. And I remember driving up with my mom to his house, which was more of a mansion. And one of the first things that I noticed and that my mom pointed out to me was that there was a plaque on his property with a fake name on it. And apparently this is a thing that celebrities do to maintain their privacy, I guess. So we pulled up to this house, or this mansion, I should say, and we were like, "Who the hell is Dick Johnson? That's not a person. That's definitely not Jason Kidd." But yeah, it was Jason Kidd's house/mansion. Beautiful house. I had never seen anything like it before. Humongous. I will probably never be in a bigger house or property than that again. But yeah, I was just amazed by how big it was. I did get to meet Jason Kidd very briefly. There was something in my mom's contract that said we couldn't really bother them, but I gave him a little dap or whatever, and I was like, "This is awesome. I met Jason Kidd." So I also met Kenyon Martin. He was there as well. Really cool dude. But like I said, because of my mom's contract, I couldn't really interact with them too much. But the one person that I did get to talk to for a little while, like probably 10 minutes or so, was Jason Kidd's son. I think his name is TJ. But he was a lot younger than me at the time. I am older than him by probably like, I don't know, 6-ish years old, 6 or 7 years old. So he was a little kid at the time. I recognized him because he was always on TV. They would always like flash to Jason Kidd's family whenever there were Nets games on. So I was talking to TJ Kidd for a little while, and he was a really friendly kid. We talked for, like I said, 10 minutes or so. And at a certain point, he said to me, "Oh, I like your hat." And I had like a baseball cap on. So I was like, "Oh, cool, you want to try it on?" And he was like, "Yeah, sure." And this kid tries to try on my hat, and it did not fit. It was way too small, which made no sense because I was like 7 years older than this child. But yeah, TJ Kidd had a gigantic cranium, just big as hell. I don't, I'm not making fun of him, but that little boy was like a bobblehead. It was ridiculous. But yeah, shout out to TJ Kidd if you're watching this. I remember you being really cool. You probably don't remember me, but yeah, shout out to TJ Kidd. So now for the crazy part of the story. So it's time for Jason Kidd's daughter, who I think is named Jasmine, to open up her gifts and blow out the candles, right? So she's opening like 1 million gifts, which I just thought to myself, like, oh man, this ain't even fair. She's super rich, and she still gets all these gifts. Like, rich kids get everything. I was po. But yeah, she was opening all her gifts. She blew out the candles, and I thought it was gonna be about time to wrap things up for us to go home. And then they make an announcement. They're like, "Oh, Jason Kidd actually has one more surprise for his daughter." And he kind of goes around the side of the house to where nobody could see anymore. And he comes back with an actual pony. Jason Kidd bought his daughter a real friggin' pony. And this is how rich people live, man. He really bought her a friggin' pony, man. What is like a 3-year-old gonna do with a pony? I need answers. I don't... This story is really just about the poor person in me being a hater. But, bro, what the hell is a 3-year-old gonna do with a pony? I don't understand. You can't ride that thing. You ain't Walker, Texas Ranger. You ain't Chuck Norris. What are you gonna do with that? But yeah, I guess the main things that I took away from this experience at Jason Kidd's mansion were that rich kids get whatever they want, and I will never live that lifestyle. TJ Kidd got a big ass head, but he's really cool. And child labor laws are pretty lax in New Jersey, apparently. But yeah, guys, like I said, let me know in the comments section if you have ever met an NBA player, and tell me all about that experience. I really am interested. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not done so. And until next time, happy gaming, y'all.